Rich versus wealthy, they're not the same thing. Do you know the difference between being rich and being wealthy? Most people don't. And it's costing them their lives chasing the wrong things. Let me tell you a story about two people. Both make the same amount of money. One looks successful and lives lavishly. The other is quiet and simple. 10 years later, only one of them is truly winning. Want to know which one? Person A makes $10,000 a month, designer clothes, new phone every year, always at events, always looks successful. Everyone thinks they are doing well. Person B makes $10,000 a month, drives an older car, lives simply. Nobody talks about them. Nobody notices them. 10 years pass. Person A is still making $10,000 a month, still looks successful, still buying things, but open their bank account. Almost nothing. One bad month and everything falls apart. Person B, they own assets now. Investments that generate income. Money working for them while they sleep. They could stop working for a year and survive. Maybe 2 years. Person A is rich, person B is wealthy. And if you do not understand the difference, you will spend your entire life chasing the wrong thing. Here is what most people get wrong. They think rich and wealthy are the same. They are not. Rich is about income, how much money comes in. Wealthy is about assets, what you own that generates value over time. You can be rich and broke. You can be wealthy and not look impressive at all. Let me explain. Rich is a salary, a paycheck, a monthly income. You work, money comes in, you stop working. Money stops. Being rich feels good. It gives you options today. You can afford nice things. You can go places. You can enjoy life. But rich is temporary because rich depends on you working. And one day you will not be able to work. Illness, old age, life circumstances, something will stop the income. And if all you have is income, you have nothing. Wealthy is different. Wealthy means you own things that produce value without you working. A business that runs without you. Investments that grow while you sleep. Assets that generate income month after month, year after year. Wealthy people can stop working and their life does not collapse because their money works for them. That is the difference. Rich people work for money. Wealthy people make money work for them. Think about athletes, entertainers, lottery winners. Many of them make millions. They are very rich for a time. Then the career ends. The fame fades. The money stops coming in. And because they spent everything on looking rich, instead of building wealth, they end up broke. You have seen the stories. The musician who made millions and now has nothing. The athlete who earned a fortune and lost it all. Why? Because they confused being rich with being wealthy. They focused on income, not assets. They bought things that lost value, cars, jewelry, clothes, parties, instead of buying things that gained value. Businesses, investments, property that generates rent, skills that increase earning power. Rich buys liabilities, wealthy buys assets. Let me give you a simple test. If you stopped working today, how long could you survive? 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year? The longer you can survive without working, the wealthier you are. Not how much you earn, not what you own that looks expensive. How long can you live without working? That number tells you everything. Now here is where it gets interesting. You can be wealthy without being rich. Imagine someone who makes $5,000 a month, not a lot, but they live on $3,000 and they invest $2,000 every single month into assets. 10 years pass, 20 years pass, those assets grow, compound, generate income. Now those investments produce $2,000 a month by themselves. That person is now wealthy. Their assets cover their lifestyle. They are free. They were never rich, but they became wealthy. On the other hand, you can be rich and never become wealthy. Imagine someone who makes $50,000 a month, a lot of money, but they spend $60,000. Credit cards, loans, lifestyle inflation, Every raise just means bigger spending. Every bonus disappears into things that do not generate value. 20 years pass, they are still working, still stressed, still one bad month away from crisis. They were always rich, but they never became wealthy. Here is the truth most people do not want to hear. Looking rich is expensive. Being wealthy is invisible. The person driving the luxury car might be drowning in debt. The person driving the old car might own 3 properties that generate income. You cannot tell by looking. And that is the trap. We respect the wrong signals. We chase the wrong goals. We see someone with expensive things and assume they are winning. We see someone living simply and assume they are struggling. But wealth is quiet. Wealth does not need to be seen. So how do you actually build wealth? Let me give you the framework. Step 1, increase the gap. This is the difference between what you earn and what you spend. If you earn 10 and spend 10, the gap is 0. You will never build wealth. If you earn 10 and spend 7, the gap is 3. That 3 can be invested. The bigger the gap, the faster you build wealth. And here is the key. You can increase the gap 2 ways. Earn more or spend less. Most people only think about earning more. That is hard. It takes time. It requires luck or skill or opportunity. But spending less, that is a decision. You can make it today. Live below your means, not at your means. Below. That gap is where wealth is built. Step 2, turn income into assets. This is the most important step. Income is temporary. Assets are permanent. Every month, take a portion of your income and buy something that will generate value in the future. It could be investments. It could be learning a skill that increases your earning power. It could be starting a small business. It could be anything that builds long-term value. The goal is simple: turn temporary money into permanent value. That is how you escape the cycle of working forever. Step 3, protect what you build. Wealth is not just about building, it is about keeping. Do not gamble with money you cannot afford to lose. Do not follow hype and trends that promise quick returns. Do not let lifestyle inflation destroy everything you have built. Stay disciplined. Stay boring. Stay consistent. Because getting wealthy is hard, but staying wealthy is harder. Let me tell you what happens when you understand this difference. You stop caring what people think. You stop trying to look successful. You stop buying things to impress people who do not even care about you. And you start focusing on the only thing that actually matters: freedom. The freedom to choose, to say no, to walk away from things that do not serve you. That is what wealth gives you. Not luxury, not status, freedom. I know some of you are thinking, but I want to enjoy life. I do not want to live like I am poor just to be wealthy later. I hear you. And I am not telling you to live miserably. I am telling you to be intentional. Spend on things that genuinely add value to your life. Experiences, health, relationships, growth. But stop spending to look impressive. Stop spending to keep up with people who are probably broke themselves. There is a difference between enjoying life and pretending to be rich. One leads to happiness, the other leads to debt. Here is the reality. Most people spend their entire lives chasing rich. They work harder to earn more so they can spend more so they can look more successful. But the finish line keeps moving, because being rich is never enough. There is always someone richer, always something more expensive to buy. It is a trap. Wealth is different. Wealth has a finish line. The finish line is your assets cover your lifestyle. Once you reach that point, you are done. You won. You can keep working if you want to, but you do not have to. That is freedom. And freedom is the only goal worth chasing. So let me ask you a question. What do you actually want? Do you want to look successful, or do you want to be free? Do you want people to think you are doing well, or do you want to actually sleep peacefully at night knowing you are secure? Do you want to impress strangers, or do you want to build a life where money is not a constant source of stress? Because you cannot have both. Looking rich costs money.
being wealthy requires discipline. Choose one. If this video made you rethink what success actually looks like, share it. Someone you know is spending money they do not have to impress people they do not like. Send this to them. It might change their life. And subscribe. Hit the bell because in the next video we are going to talk about something practical. How to actually increase that gap between what you earn and what you spend without
feeling like you are suffering. This is Naira sense. Understanding money so you can control it. See you in the next one.